If you're a guy that used to feel like you were in great shape, whether you played sports in high school or college, or you just had a sick gym regimen and you felt great about the way you looked, the way you felt, the way you performed, but life starts to get in the way. You're a high performer, so work is a priority, family is a priority, spouse, kids, all the other things are priorities, rightfully so. But the thing that you feel like was very important that you were smashing, which was your fitness, your performance, seemed to suffer. Created a specific framework for guys like you. It's called the Applied Strength Protocol. This protocol goes through how you, as a busy individual, as a busy dad, husband, business owner, entrepreneur, just a high performer, can look and feel like you did when you were 20 without doing all the stuff that you had to do when you were 20. So if this sounds like you, stick around. I got a ton of detail and really going to dive in. You could take this video, you could put these steps together, and you could get moving today on your own. Don't take my word for it. Here are a few testimonials of some guys that I've worked with, along with some in-body data. So I like data, I like numbers, I like real results. So it's cool, like if you're feeling better, but what actually happened. So I have some cool in-bodies of where guys started with muscle mass and body fat and where they are now. So if you're looking to feel better, perform better, drop some body fat, gain some muscle, perform like a stud without spending 3 hours every day in the gym, stick around.
So here I had a client wanted to lose body fat, and that's exactly what we did. So in the last 3 months, he's down 10 total pounds. 0.8 of those 10 pounds are muscle mass, but we were able to take his body fat from 36 to 27 and reduce his body fat percentage down from 19 to 14. This is a client I've been working with for a while, so you can see his first in-body was in 2022. We're looking to optimize. We actually gained 3 pounds from his initial, but we've gained 8 pounds of muscle mass. We've lost a total of 9 pounds in body fat, and we've dropped his body fat percentage from 11 to 6, which is ridiculous. My friend David, having an amazing experience, just working through getting him motivated, getting things going, having a specific program that works for him and his schedule. And then Steven just getting into the gym, working out with us at 5 a.m., working through the Applied Strength Protocol, getting some great results there.
This system that got those guys those awesome results, it's called the Applied Strength Protocol. It's 5 simple steps, and we're going to break those steps down in a second. But those steps are: you have to commit, customize, support, accountability, support, kind of same category, execute, and then adapt. And we're going to break those down into further detail in just one more moment, but I want you guys to learn a little bit more about me. So again, Nick Penizzato. I've been coaching for 14 years. I got in the space because I spent my whole life in the gym, loved the gym, didn't really see it as an opportunity for me as a career. I had my parents co-sign a Bally Total Fitness membership for me when I was 16. I haven't really stopped since. I had a buddy, Miles McGrain. I always have to shout him out. I was bartending and I was working out like an animal. And I was training a bunch of guys for free, and he basically said, "You're an idiot. You're leaving all this money on the table. You could go do what you like to do every day in the space that you like to do it," yada, yada. Push come to shove. That was 2010. Here we are. I own a coaching business. I own a gym. I've been doing it for 15 years. Love the space. Love the results. Love all of it. Before that, I was a bit of a troublemaker. I was arrested twice before I was 30. I couldn't really figure it out. And this was all part of it. Really, like, the gym was always part of my life, the main part of my life, and I didn't know how to find balance there. And what I want to bring to you guys with this Applied Strength Protocol and my coaching is this level of balance. When I was a kid, I'd spend all day in the gym, skip school, I'd skip class, literally skip class in the morning. We'd go, all right, we're going to go to the afternoon session. Now we'll just go back to the gym. It was this whole process. And I got great results. I was freaking yoked. But I also don't have 4 hours a day to spend in the gym, nor do you. It's impractical. You wouldn't be on this call right now. You wouldn't be watching this video if you had 4 hours to spend in the gym. That's simple. You just grind it out. But our time is valuable. We have other people that rely on us. We have kids that look up to us. We have a wife that leans on us, that wants us to look good, but we also have to be there for the family. We have businesses and work and all these obligations. So how do I make this work? So that's where the Applied Strength Protocol comes in. How can I get you to look like you did when you were 20 now without spending 5 hours in the gym? So let's break it down. We're going to go to the whiteboard. I'm going to break this down in detail. Again, if you guys choose to work with me, this is amazing. I love it. I love the opportunity to be part of your team. If you don't, I want you to really take this information, answer the questions that I asked during the detail. If you answer all these questions and you put it all together, you can go do it on your own. You could crush it starting this afternoon. So I hope this hits. Enjoy, and thanks for sticking around.
What's up, guys? So really excited to bring you the Applied Strength Protocol. Thank you for sticking around for the video. So like I mentioned, it's 5 steps. We have commit, customize, support, execute, and adapt. The objective of this video is to give you all of the tools that you need to take this information and go crush it on your own. You could start today, you could start tomorrow, you can knock it out on your own. If you do decide that you want to work together, we'll go through this same document. You'll get a copy of this document. We'll fill it out. We'll get into detail and really put a plan in place for you to get you crushing your goals. So either way, whether you come on board with me or not, these are the tools that we're going to use, and this is how we're going to lay a foundation for you to get rocking and rolling. So the first step is commit. With commitment, we all have an idea of what that means, committing to something. The idea with this is that we really have to establish where we are now. So it's very simple for us to be like, yes, I definitely want to be fit. I definitely want to look like I used to, or feel like I'm 20, or perform again. In order to get there, in order to really commit to the process, we need to honestly answer where we are right now. So where are we physically? Not where do you want to be and not where you used to be. Where are you exactly right now? What things are you doing? What things are you not doing? What hurts? What feels good? What feels strong? What feels weak? All of those great things. Get into the nitty-gritty of exactly where you are physically. If you have any performance metrics, you can work those in. Any numbers that you want to work off of for lifts or times, anything like that, all of the information is important. Where are you mentally? Are you reacting to something? That's why you're trying to jump into this. So I'd probably caution you to think about it a little bit before you do. Emotionally, kind of same thing. Are you emotionally ready for this? This is going to be different. You're going to feel like you're not doing as much sometimes because you're not training like you used to. You couldn't see my air quotes there. And logistically, what does your schedule look like day to day? How does that stack up? Where are you going to make time to do this? Because finding time is not real. Making time is what's necessary to take the next step. Are you showing up for your health? So we'll just kind of highlight as we go. Are you showing up for your health, or are you just reacting to life? And this is a question that we'll more ask as we get into the program, but it's an important one to answer now. You're probably trying something. There's probably something that's going on, some kind of workout, whether it's consistent or inconsistent, varies. But are you actually showing up for your health? Are you being intentional about what you're eating, how you're moving, how you're resting, your mindset? All of those great things. Or just reacting. Are you letting the day come to you? You got to wake up, roll out of bed, have a cup of coffee, maybe have, a protein bar on your way to work. Hopefully you'll have time for the gym afterwards. You got to come home afterwards. I didn't make it to the gym today because of XYZ. Had to deal with this, had to deal with that, etc. So that's the difference in the two. Being really intentional with where are you going to put this stuff in your day versus just letting the days come to you. It's gotten in the way in the past. So most likely you've tried to get after it on your own, whether it's hiring a coach or trainer, or you just try to pick up a gym regimen on your own. It's gotten in the way. What stopped you from being successful there? And why does this change? Why does this need to change now? So why is time important? So think of this as deadline, urgency. Why today? Why right this second are you taking the time to listen to me to make yourself better tomorrow? So that's a very important answer. And are you ready to lead yourself again? Not just for you, but for the people who rely on you. And this will come back up in support. This program is for you. So you're doing this for you. This needs to be a selfish thing. Although others will see the positives of this, others will reap benefits of this, at the end of the day, this is for you to be operating at your best potential. You're operating at a high potential with work, with family, with your relationships. Now it's time to start operating at a high potential physically, like you're able to. The next piece is customize, and this is where we would really get into the nitty-gritty of program design and nutritional counsel and nutritional advice and what kind of diet plan. I like saying diet plan, what kind of plan you're operating on. But let's build this program around what you're doing now. And very important to me, this is built around your life, not around someone else's plan. So I don't have a template that I'm just going to give you that happened to work for Kyle or Rob or Tristan or anybody else. This is stuff that I'm going to put together for you based on the things that you tell me in this this interview. So what does your schedule realistically allow for? Now, I'm not saying like where could you find time to do this. If you open up your calendar, and when I'm finished explaining this, pause me for a moment and do this. Open up your calendar. I just did it like I'm 100 years old opening a book. Open your calendar on your phone or your computer and put in 30-minute sessions throughout the week. Where can you fit 30? Where could you fit 60? Could you fit a 90-minute session in? It's not required for the program, but it's important to look at the calendar and see where you're going to make time to do these things. How many training sessions per week can you actually commit to no matter what? So a good number, I love 3, because 3, we can really establish a nice foundation. We can get some good sessions in. I am a big fan of daily movement. So I am a big fan of moving every single day as a consistency measure. So one of the main metrics that we will measure in our time working together, or that I encourage you to measure, is consistency. How consistently are you showing up for your nutrition and your fitness and your mindset and your sleep and all of those things? Because without consistency, I've said this ad nauseum on Instagram and in my personal training sessions and classes and clients that I work with. You could take the worst program in the whole world and do it consistently for over a year, and take the guy who has the best program in the world that does it inconsistently, sporadically, hits it hard for a month, takes 3 weeks off, hits it hard for 6 weeks, takes 2 weeks off. The person with the garbage program is still going to see way better results at the end of the year. So consistency is going to be our number one metric with what we're measuring along the way. Are your current workouts aligned with your recovery capacity? And are you training for your current body goals or chasing an old routine? The reason I've lumped these two together is because generally come out too hot. We try and get fit in a day or a week or even a month, and it's just not how it works. So are your current workouts aligned with your ability to recover? Meaning, if I'm debiting the account every day with hard workouts, am I crediting the account with good sleep, good nutrition, good hydration, good recovery, good rest, etc.? And then in the same note, are you training for your current goals, or are you training to be a good football player or lacrosse player or college athlete? That's very important. And generally those two questions, I ask those two questions together because most of the time I'm trying to get back into a rhythm. So I grab some old workouts that I had from high school, college, or even in my 20s. I tried to do those and I got too sore or couldn't execute, etc. So we want to just make sure that we're training for the right stuff. And now building the program, I'm gonna set us up here because this is the important one. This is what we're gonna do. So you're just gonna take days, committed days, let's say 3, and we're just gonna do 2 days lift, 1 day steady state cardio, 4-day optional movement. Again, if you're on the call, so you're listening to what I have to say, I would encourage you to move every single day, especially if you're taking the 3-day split, working at lifting 2 days a week. Those 2 days are going to be upper, lower, or even full body because we're just getting back into it. The full body kind of builds a governor in on our ability to do dumb stuff. All right. And then nutrition. Oh, geez, oh, peas. We're just going to do it this way. Boom. Nutrition. All right. 3-day log of food. Green, yellow, red. So 3-day log, green, yellow, red. What do we need to do more of? What do we need to watch? And what do we need to start doing a lot of or stop doing? That's like a hard stop or start. So just think of that. And that's honestly how simple our nutrition is. I find that don't really need to tell people to eat more protein and vegetables and fruits. I find that it's just the accountability and how to execute that in a busy life on the go. So we all know we should be eating more protein. We all know that we need to eat less processed garbage. How are we going to do that is where I come into play. Make good decisions, prep work, all of those things. Support could make a strong case that support is the most important tab, because without a support system, the likelihood that this crumbles is very high. It's not impossible. I've seen people do it solo, but it is really, really tough. At the very least, if you have a partner, you're married, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, they need to be on board with this. If you go to bed every night next to someone, they need to be supporting you on this, because there are going to be things that rock your relationship, not in a negative way, but just I need to schedule this workout. This is important to me. Ask them when good times are as you're looking at your calendar. That's an important that's an important step. And if they feel brought into the process, they're going to be bought into your success and ultimately hold you accountable. Hey, did you get that workout today? Is the best question you could ever get from your partner. In addition to that, having a support system where you have people who check in on your progress, that's where I would come in. Someone like me, coach comes in, checks on your progress. I look at your numbers, look at your consistency, look at the compliance with the program, make any alterations that are needed, and we rock and roll. And I really like a partner is going to be the person who helps you stay on track when life gets hectic, but also having an accountability partner, having a buddy that's like, hey, dude, shit's crazy right now. How are you able to still train? I know you're working out 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 6 days a week. You're training for an Ironman. You got a wife and 2 kids. Like, how are you doing those things? Having someone like that in your corner is great. And again, being part of the community with me, I'll introduce you to the other clients that I'm working with, and you guys get to chat with each other and share war stories and how you're successful and the things that help you get successful. And then execution. This is not about being fit in a week. This is not about being fit in a month. This is about building a workout foundation that's going to carry you on until your last days, whatever that is. But along the way, it's going to be cool that we get to perform and look like we did when we were 25. So are you just chasing soreness or sweat, or are you actually looking for real progress? So are we looking at real numbers? Are we measuring consistency? Are we looking at how clothes are fitting, how we're feeling, how we're sleeping? Or are you just looking to be completely obliterated at the end of every workout? Is your program built on fundamentals or randomness? So that's where program design comes in. If you take that split that I gave you, the 2 days of lifting, 1 day of steady state cardio, you're going to be great. Honestly, you can't really mess that one up. I mean, someone could, but you're not going to. So just make sure that there's some intentionality to it. If I'm going to do an upper lower split, I want to make sure that I can get good expression on the muscles. And that's where someone like me comes in. This is where I like to nerd out. So I'm not going to go crazy and nerd out on all that stuff right now, but I love building programs. It's super fun to see them built and executed. And part of my goal isn't just writing a sick program. The part of my mission is to write programs that people are fired up to do. So that's a huge part of what I like to do. And are we tracking our performance? So are we tracking consistency? Are we tracking the lifts? Are we tracking daily energy? Are we tracking movement quality? Today I was supposed to squat, but my knee felt like shit. Are we making good decisions? When your knee feels like shit, that we're going to modify the movement. And again, it's like the 800th time I've said it, consistency, consistency, consistency. Did you hit one workout last week and now we're restarting on Monday? Maybe in the beginning that's what it takes, but it's just being honest with yourself. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm really trying. It's like, all right, I'm trying, but I'm getting my ass kicked right now. Okay, let's just be honest with it. If you go into halftime and you're down 7-0, you're not like, well, we're doing such a good job, guys. Fuck that, right? Hey, man, you did one workout. You did 4 workouts last month. It's like, let's talk about it. I'm not here to beat you up. That's not my job. I know all of our coaches would have kicked our ass when we were down 7-0 at halftime, depending on the sport, or 49-0 at halftime. My goal isn't to kick your ass or beat you up. My goal is just to establish what's going on and where we can focus the effort to be successful. That's it. And then adapt. So micro and macro adaptations, right? So in the micro, the adaptations that I'm going to make are happening on a daily and weekly basis in our check-ins, in our communication via text and the app, how you're performing in the workouts, your consistency in the workouts. I adapt that program to you kind of as we're going. We're going to check in every 4 weeks and just see where we're at. Where are the numbers? Where are the consistency? How are we eating? Are we more consistently doing the things that we want to do that we know will make us successful? And at the end of the day, that's really what I'm trying to do. We're trying to build this ridiculous stack of habits. James Clear, Atomic Habits, is a homework book that you gotta read. But you're trying to stack these habits into this badass system where you're crushing work, you're crushing family life, you're killing it as a friend, and then you're smashing your gym routine. Where do we go from here? You're going to take the first step and you're going to commit. Regardless of how you do that, there's 3 ways to do that after this video is done and over with. The first way to commit is doing it have someone do it for you, meaning someone's going to write your program, whether it's a template, or I've had people reach out to me in my early days and I would write a workout program for them. The problem that I saw when I would just write a program and send people off to do it on their own is there's a lack of accountability and there's a lack of connection to the program. So although it's made for you in the beginning, as you adapt and change and find things that you really enjoy or don't like too much, or your schedule changes, to not have that adaptation can be tough and can lead to inconsistency. And like I mentioned before, consistency really is the biggest driver of the success of you and your in any program that you do. The second option is the done by you alone. Take all the principles and concepts, put your own workout together, you monitor it, you track it, you get rocking and rolling. The tough part about that is two-sided. When you start to get really busy with whatever, whether it's hectic and crazy and tragic, or it's just life starts to get busy, it's still up to you to monitor your program and make sure that things are happening and you're committed to the process and you're committed to movement and nutrition and all of those things. And the people that you're going to lean on for some accountability will most likely cut you slack because you are already the hardest working person they know. So when you're like, man, life's kind of tough right now, I'm not hitting the gym, most people you talk to are just going to cut you slack, and you know I won't because that's not my job. The third one, we do this together, hand in hand. We have a weekly call set up where we review how the week went, what could be better, where you smashed it, next things that you want to improve on, how you feel, how your relationships are, what's your mindset like, all of those things we assess. I reanalyze, I resubmit your program for the following week, and we rock and roll. And you know that not only are you going to get the program that's perfect for you, you're going to get accountability, and you're going to be part of a community of like-minded gentlemen that are all ready to smash. If we've already got a call booked, I'm super excited to talk with you and figure out the best way to apply these principles and these 5 steps to your life. If you haven't booked a call yet, make sure you grab that link and set one up. My goal here was to give you clarity, structure, and direction. And whether you choose to build this on your own or get help from me, this framework works. So you will be successful if you use this framework. If you walk away today and just apply this on your own, that's a win in my book. So that's amazing if you guys find success from those 5 steps. I'm looking forward to speaking with you or seeing the results you achieve on your own.